We have two stories to look at here in this video. The first one is for AT&T. This has actually gone to court, and I'm going to give you guys a follow-up on this. I've been tracking this for a minute, so I want to kind of put a cap on that. And then this last thing is going to be about price hikes and what you can do as a consumer and what type of expectations we should have as we kind of navigate the pricing market. All right, so let's start first with the AT&T story. This is from TheVerge.com, link in the description. All right, AT&T about to get away with its bogus $1.99 administrative fee. All right, that in quotations here. Both sides asking the judge to approve a wrist slap settlement. Sean Hollister, Verge. Okay, so since 2013, an administrative fee that more than doubled to $1.99 a month in 2018. This fee has been increasing between that about a half a decade time frame. And there is a California class action lawsuit that is being pushed on AT&T for them to be forced into a settlement. But here's the thing. It looks like this may have generated hundreds of millions of dollars, and the settlement involves AT&T paying $14 million. That's a 10% rate. This is terrible. How is anybody, how are the consumers winning in this situation? It makes you wonder, like, how these judges reach these settlements. All right, so the estimated payment of between $15 and $29 to every AT&T wireless postpaid customer in California since 2015. It says here that $180 per customer on average since 2015 would have been how much they were taking. It represents a refund of approximately 6 to 11 months of the average fees. Meanwhile, the lawyers are likely to take $3.5 million. Good for them. Oh my goodness. See, why doesn't AT&T pay the lawyer fees plus the fines for doing things wrong, you know? So this is going to end with AT&T getting a slap on the wrist. This is going to end with something that they essentially get away with. They got a discount on stealing. You can't really cut it any other way, I don't think. Not specific to AT&T. I'm sure there are a lot of companies that do this, and there are a lot of companies that do things that are immoral, unethical, and just straight up stealing from people. And this is how companies get rich, from doing things like this. So AT&T has never had a good track record of things like this. This goes back a long time. They have always had this monopolistic process to them. It's in their genetics, it's in their DNA, dating back 100 years. And some things never change. And yeah, they're a little bit more competitive today. And, they do try to grow and compete for business. And they now offer, multi-service bundle type discounts and stuff like that. And all of that is good to identify and celebrate. But these types of things should not be tolerated, and we got to put them out on Front Street for it. So screw them. Let's go ahead and move over to this pricing situation. AT&T has raised pricing on some of their legacy plans, and Verizon has added a cost, a fee to some of their accounts and plans. The idea that only those plans are going to be impacted for now may be true, but with them kind of doing this, one could easily speculate that this is probably going to reach new plans and new accounts. So what can you do? What can we expect? What is your response as a consumer if your plans become affected? Well, for one is you could start shopping around at other carriers that offer you better prices. All right, so AT&T postpaid, whether it's consumer or business, or Verizon postpaid, consumer or business, if those accounts that you have become impacted by price hikes, you got to do your due diligence. You got to shop around if you're looking to save money, the bottom line, right? Because inflation is not going anywhere. Your dollar stretches less. You get less for that money. And if your bills are increasing, you have other expenditures you have to make, grocery, gas, all that stuff, all subject to inflation. Plus, the living expenses. It's not just those things. There's more to it. And then for a lot of us out here, myself included, my salary does not get prorated for inflation. I'm not making more money today to compensate for that change and what my dollar is worth. So you start to look for ways to kind of cope and deal with these economic situations. So what can you do? So shop around. You got to consider T-Mobile in this instance. They have said that they are doing a price lock. They are a willing competitor in the public marketplace to compete for customers. They'll probably give you a better price, whether it's a business account or possibly just consumer access or whatever. And it could be for multi lines, and it could be for phone deals, and they have promotions. And if you get Magenta Max and all this stuff, they might be able to save you somewhere between 10 and 20% just by switching to them. And as long as the service is good enough or the same, it can work out for you. So it's and there are some other trade-offs, guys. I get it. There's security issues, they get breached frequently. There's other things, but you know, it's just something that you have to mull over, right? You weigh your options, you look at the trade-offs. Some other things to consider, and what I expect to see more of, is the move to MVNO. And by that, I think, in having discussions with my contemporaries and discussing things with friends and those within the industry and that follow it closely, you look at Charter and Spectrum with Xfinity Mobile and Spectrum Mobile, right? I think those are opportunities for people to maintain Verizon experience with the network and then stay with those carriers as MVNOs. It allows you to save money. The average consumer on a multi-line account is going to pay about $30 a month. I would say that the average customer on Verizon postpaid is, even with multi-line, is probably averaging somewhere between $50 and $40 a line, somewhere in that range. So you could save somewhere between $10 and $15 per line, which might be 25 or 30%. And then you get to keep the same network experience for the most part. And you get access to all these hotspots. And I know there's some caveats there. You got to have their home internet service with that. But if that works and that fits, that's a way to save money. And then there's some other MVNOs like US Mobile that can give you a very good Verizon experience. And there's ways to go even cheaper than that. You can go to Visible and get on their Party Pay. And while you may get kind of moved down to like a prepaid experience and you may have deprioritized data experience, with Verizon doing all these upgrades, I think some of that is going to kind of be, a little bit downplayed. It's not going to be as noticeable or as bad, especially for those that are looking to save money. You're willing to have trade-offs and understanding of those trade-offs, so long as, you are aware and you're getting that pricing break. It might be worth it to you. And there's other things too. There's other little prepaid and MVNO brands to maintain Verizon pricing, and the same thing goes for AT&T. There is ways like AT&T prepaid has a great unlimited plan, and if you purchase it through Walmart, I think the price is like $45 a month, and it gives you a very, very comparable, almost postpaid experience, almost. And it's got all types of features, very feature rich for a prepaid plan. So I wanted to kind of do this kind of sort of as, I guess just my way to try to get you guys to maybe think about ways that you can attack pricing increases that could be coming down the pipeline in the future. And I'm not trying to overreact. I know some people, in the comment section, it's speculative and they haven't done anything yet. I understand. But we're prepping for the worst case scenario. There's no reason to think that our accounts on postpaid are insulated from the economic times that these carriers are going to force the issue and raise pricing. And maybe if you are on some of these other plans that maybe, for example, might be price locked, or some of these plans that are on the most recent postpaid plans, maybe they won't get affected. But again, you are paying a premium for those plans, so Verizon's not compelled to maybe increase those prices, but they might to some other ones. So we'll see. But start to think about this. If you're really serious about saving money, look at the MVNO marketplace, look at the prepaid marketplace, look at the charters, look at the Comcast of the world that offer those bundling services as ways to save money. Look at T-Mobile potentially, because they are cheaper than AT&T and Verizon in many instances, unless you can get discounts through like AT&T with like fiber and their DSL or whatever. There's ways to do this, but you are going to have to actively shop a little bit. You're going to have to do your due diligence, but I could see people saving anywhere between 10 to 20% on their monthly bill if they're ready to pivot and adjust and make a good decision to help them save money and still keep and maintain a quality network experience. So, what do you guys think? And actually, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say as recommendations to your fellow SMT Nation members and supporters and viewers. How would you go about doing this? What do you recommend? What has helped you save money in the past or currently? How are you pivoting? Love to hear what you have to say. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. Go ahead and turn that notification bell on so you never miss an upload from the SMT. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all in the next video. Peace.